Welcome to my garden. Hear my friends singing, saying good morning. The sun is coming up super early. Oh, that's so pretty. Copper. Drink water that's sat in a copper mug, real copper. Not the mules that you get at the bar. Real copper inside. Put water in it at night, let it sit overnight, and drink it the next morning. It does a lot for your body. Our bodies need copper. Our bodies are electric. What creates electricity? What is electricity? What is electricity? Electricity is the friction, the resonance that is created by the friction of carbon and copper. Yeah. Our bodies are electric, electromagnetic. Your heart's electromagnetic field is hundreds and thousands times stronger than your brain. Yeah. We think that the brain is the powerhouse. The brain is our servant. The brain is our tool. The brain is like our car. We use it to accomplish things. When we don't need it, we have to be able to park it. Can't let your car go crazy all day, driving around all day long. You gotta learn to put it down. You gotta learn to park it. You gotta remember that it serves you. You don't serve it. Our mind tends to go crazy and thinking thoughts all the time and always trying to figure stuff out and just swears that it's in charge, okay? Pull it back. Pull it back. Remind it. You got this. The part of you that's in charge is actually down here. How can we bring our attention from here down to here? How do you bring it back? Why did I choose to do this? Why am I doing this? There are laws. There are laws in the world, right? There are laws in the universe. You can call them natural laws. You can call them universal laws. Different laws. Many, many, many different laws, right? The law of gravity. The law of gravity is a law. Most of us don't know how it works. Don't care. We just use it, right? And a natural law is such that whether or not you understand it, it still applies to you, right? As long as we're here and we're bound by this physical world, then these laws apply. We'll go deeper into this because, it's more mental than anything, but let's not go that far yet. So I realized that I study and I learn. I love to learn. I love to learn new things. I love to understand things. I love to understand how things work, how the mind works, how your spirit works, how your shadow works, how it affects your day-to-day life. I love to know these things. I love to understand these things. Why? I don't know why. I don't know why. I just have a desire to understand, right? So I search all the time. I'm always searching. I'm always learning. I'm always being guided. I'm always being guided to what I need to know next, right? And it seems crazy sometimes. And then when I'm able to just trust the journey, oh my goodness, the information that I find, the knowledge that I gain, right? So this is me trusting my journey. This is me randomly getting a feeling the other day. About a book that I've had for a while that I started to read. Very, very important book. Someone passed on to me, right? And I started reading it, read most of it, and then I had put it down somewhere. Knew where it was very conscious of where it was, and was very conscious of the book, because I know the power in this book. But I just put it away, waiting for the right time. And then one day, last week, something told me, go get the book. So I went, because I always listen, right? I went and I got the book. Before I opened the book, something told me, don't start it from the beginning the way you did last time. Go to the end. So I did. So I went to the end, and I went to the very last chapter. The very last chapter. And in the very last chapter, this is what it says. This was my message for that day. The possession of knowledge, unless accompanied by a manifestation, an expression in action, is like the hoarding of precious metals, a vain and foolish thing. Knowledge, like wealth, is intended for use. The law of use is universal, and he who violates it suffers by reason of his conflict with natural forces. Those who know what that is will know. And those who don't worry. It's not because it's not for you. Okay? It's not because it's not for you. It's because for today, it's just meant to be a seed. And that's good. That's a good thing. Never underestimate the power of a seed. Right? And this gave me the answer that I had been searching for a long time, right? For a long time. What do I do? Why do I feel stuck? Why do I feel stuck? So many times, I keep learning, I keep learning, I keep learning, I keep learning. I keep understanding, I keep understanding, I keep understanding, I keep understanding. But for some reason, I can't seem to get past certain things. I can't seem to get past certain points in my life, right? So what's happening? Well, this passage explained it to me. I was just taking in. And I'm not putting out. I'm not putting out anything that I'm taking in. It's like I'm just taking it and I'm keeping it for myself. And what is the desire that I've always had in my life? I'm idealistic. I want to change the world, you know? I want to save the kids. I want to save the planet. I want people to love each other. I want people to love the trees. I want to know that my children are growing up in a safe and loving world, right? I want to do all those things, and so many times I feel so frustrated and I feel so it's almost despair, right? Almost despair, because I look around and what I see is nothing like what I want to see, right? And it gets so overwhelming, and I wonder, How can one person make a difference, right? But then I've seen one person make a difference. And I tell people that. When they tell me, oh, it won't make a difference, I tell them that's not true. One person has the power to change the world. We all have the power to change the world. We all have the opportunity to live a life where when we die, the whole world will stand up and cheer for us and for our life and for what we've accomplished. And it's not about us. It was never about us. It's never been about us, right? It's about us. Us. All of us. All of us. Because if one person suffers, everybody suffers. And so my part, what I'm realizing now is to just share the things that I've learned. And I don't realize sometimes I'm so consumed by my studies, right? And I love it. I love it. I can lose myself for days just studying things. And I'm so consumed that I forget that a lot of things that are second nature to me, a lot of people don't know. And I don't realize it until I talk to someone and I explain something that to me seems so obvious. But obvious not because I'm any better than anybody else or because I'm smarter than anybody else or because I know. No, just obvious because I've searched more than anybody. Not anybody, but I've searched more than the average bear. Let's put it that way, you know? And so I realized that I'm trying to find a good angle here where the sun is. Ooh, the sun is so beautiful. Good Lord. Yes. Yes, this is what I need. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm going to take my glasses off to let the sun shine on me. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I want to share. Because I want to share everything that's inside of me, you know? I want to share what's inside of me. I want to share it for my children. I want to share it for all the children in the world that maybe didn't have someone to tell them these things. That I didn't. And it's out of that space. I want to share this for my inner child, my timeless inner child that's been so long, just so lost, not knowing where to go, where to turn, who to turn to, until I had to learn that I had to turn to myself, and that everything inside of me was everything. And this is why I've chosen to share.